Michelangelo, Marco Polo, Magna Carta, Christian schism, siege of Acre, Byzantine iconoclasm, Guillaume de Machaut. Charlemagne, Alfred, and Boleyn without a head, few things here to read, but the Nibelungen, Castile with Aragon, second Pope in Avignon, Novgorod, Genghis Khan, Beowulf to Cameron. Did not start the fire, it was always burning as the world was turning. We did not start the fire, no we did not light it, but we tried to fight it. Henry Tudor, Saladin, Richard and the Winter King, Rindus, Magnus, Raids, children on crusade. Rondon, Castillon, Mona Lisa, King John, Kalmar, Union, and...
All right. Good morning, evening, or afternoon, depending on what part of the globe you're on and what time zone you're in. I am your host, Skeptically Speaking. I guess we're just going to figure out why we have no camera on YouTube. It's always something. Gonna keep activating properties. Let's see. Gonna keep trying. Okay, that's all right. I think I have a theory. I have a theory that it's because... Nope, that's the right camera. Well, anyway, this is the Skeptically Speaking. So this is going to be the Squeaky Tank edition. I'm loving it. Yes, indeed. Did any of you catch the highlights to the parade? That's all right. If you didn't, we're here to help you. Oh, I'm loving it. Loving it. Kick looking good, sounding good, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, not on Instagram. Again, Instagram is failing again. Oh. Okay, I may have failed. Okay, now we are live. Now we are live on Instagram. Okay, so Facebook, Kick, Instagram. We're live on TikTok. We're live on YouTube. Can we go live anywhere else? Yes. So please keep tapping that screen. I appreciate you. Also, join the Skeptics family. Join the Skeptically Speaking family. We'd love to have you. And, yeah, so Donald Trump got his own parade. And I have music for this very occasion. But first, let me get my bubbly. So I don't know why this is not working. Yeah, my camera just does not like me today. What else are you gonna do? I'm shutting it off, turning it back on. Unless there's something interfering with it. Nope, nothing. That's okay. All right, let's go ahead and do Squeaky Tank Opener. If you are a fan of kazoo music, here you go.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Antigua es la vida, más que los árboles, más joven que las montañas, como la brisa crece. Country road, take me home.
And that was Easy Band. So for those of you watching on YouTube, that was Easy Band. You can follow them on YouTube. You can follow them on TikTok. You can follow them everywhere. Now, what I'm just trying to piss some MAGA off. If that's okay with you. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. And I am not ashamed to say I'm not above pissing off a few MAGA supporters, because at the end of the day, they've really, to my mind, they really haven't done much to earn respect. You know, my thing is, if you want respect, you've got to earn respect. You know what I mean? You can't just demand it. You just can't demand it and assume you're going to get it. You know, and that's the problem. We've got so many people running around in this country just being absolutely disrespectful to people that they just, I don't know, it's like they have a visceral reaction. It's like whenever they see brown people, people of color, or even black people just living their life, they're just, they go into this rage. I don't know what else to describe it as. They go into a rage, and, you know, it's like they're uncontrollable. They see brown people just living life, and they can't stand it. They can't stand people just living a good life and having a great time. Thank you so much for joining our team. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for renewing your subscription. I appreciate that. Please throw some chilies my way if you're listening. We'd love some chilies. We love chilies. Here's some more music. Here we go. And let's see here. Okay, so this is Night Vibes 1. Subscribe to her on TikTok. Night Vibes. Stay woke. Woke is not a dirty word. Do not let these Republican Rethuglicans, do not let them dirty that word. Here we go. And that was One Man Band. One Man Band. Let's see. I always get his name wrong. Let me see if I can. Let's see. Eric Dan. Can't see it. Derek and Esqua. I can't pronounce his name. I struggle every time I go to pronounce his name, but he's on TikTok as well, so you give him a follow. All right, who do we have?
Happy Juneteenth, it's a black ass day. Do what your black ass want in a black ass way. Have some black ass food, have a black ass drink, and I don't care what your non-black ass think.
They're going to hate you no matter what. So don't worry about the haters. Don't worry about people who are looking at you cross-eyed. And because it's Juneteenth, I tell you, people are feeling some sort of way. They just cannot stand the fact that people are just living their lives. They can't stand the fact that people are getting recognized. They just can't stand it. Don't forget to share the live. I appreciate it. All right. Who's next on our music list? Let's see.
A lot of people don't.
Okay, we'll save him for last. Let's do number 6. For those of you who did not see, that there's a reason I'm playing that video. It's basically the heavyset woman who's clapping, and she's got oxygen, tubes leading up to her nose, and she has on her video, she's got the words, "I'm just glad ICE is doing their job," and she's just clapping, basically letting people know that she's okay with the violation of human rights, the violation of the Constitution, the violation of people's due process. She's okay with that. I'm going to go back to that video in just a minute. But before we do, let's listen to some Johnson comedy. Here we go.
A lot of people don't know this about me, but from the time that I was a child, because I grew up in Louisiana, my family and all the families around me were all affected by Hurricane Katrina. So I have very, very strong feelings about protect.
In case you missed it, this is Josh Johnson, the comedian Josh Johnson. Here we go.
Protecting journalists, protecting reporters, and not putting them out there with the weather, because we see it. We see the weather, and I believe you every time. Whenever you say it's a hurricane, and I look outside, I'm like, that look hurricane-like. I don't then need you to send our local newscaster to hold on to a telephone pole while he tells us how bad it is. The way that these people will almost be horizontal reporting on the wind speed, it's like we don't need them as a visual test of what is happening right now. Everyone watching is inside. There's no one watching from outside like, yeah, seems like I should probably move from where I am now. No, I hate that. I hate when it's like weather is one of those things where I'm like, I don't know what the spin could be. Like to a certain degree, I understand when a journalist, when a newscaster feels the need to go.
In case you didn't hear, what's happening is somebody's weather alert alarm is going off in the audience while he's talking about hurricanes and tornadoes, and it's, yeah.
What this shows right now is how many of y'all don't put your phone on silent. Like, there's no... No, I know it is. I know it is. That's crazy. Well, then I will be quick then. Yeah. Okay, real quick. Just for a quick second. What flash flood? Oh no, the parade. Oh no. Y'all. Don't do that. It's his birthday. It's not my birthday. But a great example, like a flash flood, and they'll put the newscaster in the water, and it's like, well, what we can see here, John, is...
Yeah, so there you go. Thank you. In order to insult me, I must first value your opinion. Yes. I have to wear something bitchy and snarky, so... Don't mind me. But yeah, so here it is again. I'm sorry that one thing I am sorry about is there was no mass flooding during the Trump fascist parade, but it would have been nice. It would have been nice to have a little consideration. It would have made watching the fascist parade a lot more enjoyable. But I'm happy to have missed it. Now, we're going to go back to that lady on TikTok with the oxygen breathing apparatus. This person, I've watched some of her videos, and I'm telling you, every video she's done, even response videos to comments, just screams ignorance. I mean, this person is just dumb as dumb can be. And the fact that she thought she could get on TikTok and play in people's faces and applaud ICE without any pushback, that just tells me how sheltered these people are, how delicate and soft and snowflakey these people are. It's like, I wanted to ask her, do you need a safe space? But we're going to get to that.
The Loving and Tolerant Left comment edition. So my girlfriend came across this page, Hidden Thistle. And this is a girl who just likes to show her love for her country. And boy, oh boy, did the leftists, liberals, and Democrats come for her bad. Okay, so this woman who's sticking up for this little fascist twerp, basically she's saying that this person loves her country and the left came for her for that. How do you show your love for country? How is it that you love your country at the same time applauding the violation of people's rights, the attack of people in this country? If your love for country is predicated on the bashing of other members of society, of just stripping away their human rights, their dignity, if that is your idea, if this is your idea of love for country, you're twisted. You have a twisted view of what loving your country even is. And it's quite sad.
I almost don't want to listen to any more of her blathering, but let's just finish.
87 likes and over 500 comments. And when I tell you, these comments are ruthless. And this girl happens to have lung disease that she got as a result of having COVID. And that part right there is what set the stage for most of these comments. And when I tell you that just between a few of her videos that this girl has thousands and thousands and thousands.
Okay, let's look into this. This woman gets COVID and she gets a lung disease as a result, and now she can barely breathe without oxygen. Which political party politicized the entire pandemic? Which party decided to downplay it? Which party decided that taking precautions was a fascist takeover? Remember how they complained about having to wear masks, and when they were encouraged to stay at home and isolate, and to, if you're sick, stay at home, especially if you're out and about, just wear a mask to protect others around you. They called that fascism. They called that tyranny. And they also said it was a hoax. Don't you remember? They blamed it on us, number one. Number two, they said, oh, it's a hoax cooked up by the Democrats. They're just trying to take over. Remember what they said? Remember what MAGA was saying about this disease?
Thousands of hateful, awful comments, and these are just a few. Rest in peace, Heather. Breathing never felt so damn good. So grateful to take my own deep breaths. Take a moment and breathe, Heather. And these are just a few of the top pictures that were commented. Disgusting. You people are disgusting. I screenshot so many different comments from these people. I could go on and on and on and on. But simply, just for this girl making videos about loving her country and you guys having a different opinion, it's okay to wish death and say the most disgusting things out there. But you guys are the almighty side. I went to a few of your profiles to see just how high that horse is that you guys sit on, just how high that pedestal is that you think you sit on. And when I tell you that there's a lot of you making these breathing comments that I don't think.
Remember, does this woman remember when Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul Pelosi, remember when Paul Pelosi was attacked with a hammer? Does she remember that? Does she care? I'll bet you she doesn't. Remember all the jokes they made about attacking Nancy Pelosi? Remember all the memes that these people shared? Encouraging bodily harm against Democrat candidates and against Democrats themselves. Remember that? How dare you even complain? How dare you? Your own president that you voted for has been absolutely disgusting and nasty towards people, attacking people. And now you want to have... Miss me with that shit.
Many of you are able to take deep breaths on your own because of the mass of the body that breath is coming from. You understand what I'm saying? Simply for just having a difference of opinion, it's okay to want someone to die. Like the logic.
No, ma'am. It's not a difference of opinion. See, a difference of opinion, what I consider a difference of opinion is whether anchovies or hamburger or pepperoni or pineapple belong on a pizza. That's a difference of opinion. A difference of opinion is what my favorite color is. What color what color car do I want to buy? Which looks better, the red or the silver? That's a difference of opinion. Not clapping for fascism. That's not a difference of opinion. You're just a shit human being at that point. Yeah, I hear it too. You're right, sweet cheeks. I mean, how dare you complain? Your entire your entire crew is made up of people who get excited about the attack of others, who get excited about people who are suffering. So why should we care about you?
You guys, first of all, you guys don't have logic. You have no common sense. You can't think logically. You just react off of emotion. And
a Trump supporter claiming that you don't have logic, that you don't have common sense, that you don't have this or that. A Trump supporter is telling you you don't have logic. Imagine the irony, the totality of irony. I mean, it's just bizarre. How bizarre. I mean, how in the world can you, with a straight face, say, oh, well, you don't have logic. You didn't use logic and reason to get to your opinion of Donald Trump, who should lead this country. You didn't use logic then. So, miss me with that shit.
this is why you lost. This is why everything that's happening now is happening.
Oh, no. The reason we lost is because of the racism and misogyny within the Democrat Party. Within the Democratic Party. That is why Kamala Harris lost. It's not because of comments like this. It's not because of people going after Cheetah Vibes 24. Who I for one am glad is off TikTok. If my sources are correct, if she, deleted her account because you can no longer find her. Maybe she just went private. Who knows? But she's a shit human being. I don't care. Ham does belong on pizza, yes. Pineapple and ham together, you know what? That does go together. I can agree to that. But pineapple on, like, say, a supreme pizza with just vegetables, I can't. I'm not there with you. I can't get there with you. I'm sorry. But do feel free to pin your comment. That's fine. But yeah, I'm not sorry about Cheetah Vibes at all. I'm saving my empathy for people who deserve it. I'm saving my empathy for people who can't help their circumstance or lot in life. She made her bed. She can sleep in it. I don't care.
Because you can't think. You have no thoughts of your own except for just hatred.
Imagine that. Imagine a Trump supporter saying you have no thoughts of your own. Imagine the irony of that. Imagine a Trump supporter who just parrots Trump talking points. Imagine that. A Trump supporter who believes everything Trump says and takes it on face value, doesn't care. And they're going to dare to question you and your logic. They're going to come to you and say, oh, you have no empathy. You have no this. You have no that. I'm sorry, no. You voted for what's happening. And white Democrats who stayed out of the election, 90 million Democrats who stayed home, that's the latest number I'm hearing. I swear to God, do not ever admit to me to my face that you stayed home on election day because Kamala Harris didn't say exactly what you wanted her to say. It was between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. And since when is there a decision to be made? Oh, I don't know. Which one? We've already had Trump. We've already had the first Trump administration. How in the name of fuck do you go from that to, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I should pick Kamala Harris or Trump. I would have voted for the wheelchair of FDR before I ever voted for Donald Trump. I would have voted for the wheelchair of FDR. It's just, it's not happening. Let's get through the rest of this shit. I just can't wait to be over with it.
you see something that you don't like or you disagree with. Anyways, go give her a follow if you feel so inclined and lift her up. She could really use some love over there.
Well, you know what? Cheetah Vibes 24 is gone. As far as I know, she's not on TikTok, so good riddance to bad rubbish. I don't care. I don't care. She made her bed, and now... imagine this. Imagine just the slightest bit of pushback, and that's considered, an attack. An attack. Unbelievable. It's like, I want to tell these people, do you feel threatened? Do you feel unsafe? Do you need a safe space? Do you need a safe room? You know, throw it right back at them. This is the same stuff they attack Democrats with. They attack Democrats by saying, oh, you're too soft. You're too this. You're too that. You know? The audacity. The audacity.
Why the fuck are you maggots always so concerned?
1 second.
Why the fuck are you maggots always so concerned with what other people are doing?
I'm going to pause you real quick, because I think... Yep, there it is. The monitor is off. Give me a second. Let me turn that on, and we will rewatch it. Here we go.
So concerned with what other people are doing. If a gay or mixed race couple gets married, that doesn't affect you. A woman making a reproductive choice also doesn't affect you. Neither does someone having a different religious belief or not believing in religion at all. None of that affects you. So stop trying to control everyone else's decisions and mind your own fucking business.
And I agree. That was an AI-generated South Park, I believe. Yeah, the very people who don't mind their own fucking business are the very ones who are trying to tone police us and say, you're wrong, you're not doing this right, you're not doing that right. Fuck off. All right. Here's some MAGA insanity for you. Here's a meme that I clipped. So if you are watching on TikTok, you can go over to YouTube. If you follow me on Skeptically Speaking on YouTube, you'll be able to see whatever I post on the screen. The quote is, "You want to liberate Iranian women while forcing women to give birth in Georgia. Sit the hell down." And this is in reference to a woman in Georgia who went brain dead, and because she was a couple of weeks pregnant, they decided to hook her up to life machines against the family's wishes, just in order to bring a fetus to term. And there's going to be a nasty switch that happens with this story. We're going to keep going. Here we go.
Well, howdy, folks. How y'all feeling today? It is 12:58 on Wednesday, June 18th. With today's topic, I figured we needed a timestamp. Before I get this little walk and talk started, my flower-powered people, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, today needs to be a talking toke. Because while both of today's topics are tragedies, one of them is so terrible it has taken me several weeks to even find the words to speak on it. Shit fire, folks. I honestly want to put a trigger warning on what it is I'm about to say, but I can't figure out what words to use to describe it. Okay, honestly, I can't find them. If you're a woman...
So for this person that we're listening to, this is called the Pissed Off Bartender on TikTok. I do believe you can follow him on multiple platforms. I believe he's also, I believe he should be on YouTube as well. Threads, maybe Bluesky. So if you want to join us for the discussion, look me up on Skeptically Speaking on YouTube, and you'll be able to see the videos and the memes that I post in real time. Here we go.
Who has ever feared being forced to be pregnant by the state, and that's something that's going to set you off, you should probably click ahead about a minute and a half. Okay, for those not in the know, and for anyone who was wondering if I was aware, there is a woman in Georgia who has been dead for quite some time now, yet her body has been kept alive as an incubator so it could deliver a baby. Her name is Adriana Smith. I'm going to say her name. She is not being kept alive. She is fully brain dead. At no point was there ever any hope in saving her. Yet the state has forced her family to sit there and watch her body rot in a bed so that it could say it delivered a baby. Actually, delivered's not the word. Surgically removed from a posthumous vessel, a baby. After seeking medical attention twice and being turned away for severe headaches, she quickly deteriorated into what can only be described as a vegetative brain-dead state from what is believed to be brain bleeds at 9 weeks pregnant. You know what, I got to stop with the alliteration for a few. Maybe I'll pick it back up when I get into potential world war in here in a minute. I want to talk about this situation for what it is. Adriana Smith was denied bodily autonomy in her own fucking death. She is not alive. She was not alive. They did not keep a lady alive until the baby could get here. They kept a corpse active until they could pull the fucking fetus from the vessel. That is it. Against her family's wishes, against her own end-of-life wishes. Her family will now be forced to take care of a child that they were not prepared for and saddled with the fucking medical bills. How can you look me in the eye and tell me everything about this isn't evil? I'm going to tell y'all what I really think, and I hope that the people I am fixing to speak about see this. If you worked in that hospital, if you had anything to do with this situation, I don't care that you just needed to keep your job. I don't care that you were just doing what your state told you to do. I don't care. You chose to be part of this situation, and you are also evil. And I hope, beyond any hope that I have on this earth, that one day you get yours. You didn't have to make some grandstand. You didn't have to unplug her. All you had to simply do was walk away. In fact, that has been the theme. I'm not mixing politics with this, but this has been the entire theme and why I am standing here today. While most of the stuff that I say is indeed about American and world now politics, I speak about morals. I speak about common sense and common decency. And you can't tell me that those doctors and nurses didn't look down at the body on that bed and know what they were doing was wrong. All it takes for evil to prevail is for a few good men to do nothing. So to the family of Adriana Smith, again, I know it means nothing coming from me. I am just a dude from Alabama. But I am so sorry that all of the few good people around you did nothing. And I am sorry that the state that you live in and the system that it has set up has failed you so horribly you had to experience something nobody should ever see. Okay, not quite sure I can wind it back in for the World War III talk, but we'll give it a try. As I am sure you are all aware, ever since Saturday morning till I went to sleep last night, Israel and Iran have been
Okay, so we're not going to go into his entire video. I wanted to focus on the woman in Georgia who has been brain dead. Let's go back. I want to hear her name again.
It has taken me several weeks to even find the words to speak on it. Shit fire, folks. I honestly want to put a trigger warning on what it is I'm about to say, but I can't figure out what words to use to describe it. Okay, honestly, I can't find them. If you're a woman who has ever feared being forced to be pregnant by the state, and that's something that's going to set you off, you should probably click ahead about a minute and a half. Okay, for those not in the know, and for anyone who was wondering if I was aware, there is a woman in Georgia who has been dead for quite some time now, yet her body has been kept alive as an incubator so it could deliver a baby. Her name is Adriana Smith.
Okay, Adriana Smith. So try not to forget that name, because these names, I don't know, they just so often blend together. It's one tragedy after another, and sometimes we find ourselves forgetting You know, it's like trying to remember all of the people that have been unalived by the police. It's so barbaric. It's like, so there's just so many names. They do blend together. But Adriana Smith. Say her name and say it often. That is the woman who was just taken off life support. Let's just get into the next video.
Just read this.
Okay. So the comment is, they removed an extremely premature fetus from a rotting corpse via dissection. So Adriana Smith was basically starting to decompose, and in order to save the fetus, they had to surgically remove it. It was basically a dissection. This fetus that they removed is about 1 pound. Adriana Smith had started to decay while on a ventilator. That is how sick and twisted this country is. We kept a woman who was technically dead, clinically dead, brain dead, and we kept... For what? For what? It's disgusting.
Keep reading it. Just keep reading it over and over, because this is what they did.
Yeah, so basically, even the dead have no more bodily autonomy. And guess who's going to get saddled with all of these hospital bills? It wasn't so much, it wasn't enough that this family lost a daughter. It wasn't enough that they lost a sister, an auntie, a this or that. It wasn't enough that they're having to deal with the fallout from losing a loved one. They had to watch as the state forced a hospital to keep her on a ventilator while she decomposed with a fetus inside her. That is how sick and twisted. And guess what? The family is going to have to pay for it. There's not enough words to describe the insanity, the disgust that I have with our government and with the American people who actually helped this to happen. We're gonna talk about Black excellence. It's Juneteenth, and we're gonna discuss it. We're gonna keep talking about it. So for those, let's see. The chat is going black. Yeah, well, I can't help that on YouTube, buddy. Let's see. The Black excellence. Let's do. Here's a history bite for you. The first African-American celebrity chef that we know of. Yes, so Sweet Cheek says the government and hospital should pay for the funeral. Not only that, they should pay for the pain and suffering of the family. Hospital bill, child care payments. If this child survives, if it survives, we don't know. Will it survive? We won't know. All right. The first African-American celebrity chef was Rufus Estes, who was born enslaved in Tennessee in 1857, 4 years before the outbreak of the Civil War. At 16, he began his career in cooking at a restaurant in Nashville, and then he worked in Chicago. And then in 1883, he was hired to be in charge of a luxury train car. There, his celebrity began to grow as he cooked for presidents, royalty, and other famous people of the day. At the height of his fame, he became the head chef of the United States Steel Corporation, Andrew Carnegie, and J.P. Morgan. While he was working there, he wrote his cookbook, as celebrity chefs are wont to do, which published in 1911. The first cookbook by an African-American professional chef. Rufus Estes. Oh, and talking about Juneteenth, by the way, the Trump administration, Trump removes Martin Luther King bust from the White House in latest disrespectful move. Because why not? Why would you celebrate Black excellence and Juneteenth? Why would you even be respectful of that holiday? Because according to MAGA, these people aren't Americans. They would rather not even have black people as Americans. You think I'm being hyperbolic? I'm telling you, they're going after Puerto Rican and Hispanic American citizens, but we're going to go into that later. But yes, happy Juneteenth to all who celebrate, and for the bigots and racists who may be listening, I hope you have a very uncomfortable month. Oh, and happy Pride. It's all month. All right, let's listen to some Kenny. Too Raw, Too Real on TikTok. He's on Instagram. He's on Facebook, I think. He's definitely on X. I think he is on Bluesky. I think he stopped posting because of the limited time that he's allowed to post. So I think he gave up on that. Let's listen to Kenny from Too Raw, Too Real.
If I see another person on Harry Tubman's internet bullying black people to go out and protest, I'm going to have a fit because we already did it when we voted for Kamala Harris during the election. See, y'all are late and missed the damn date. If you remember, it should have been November. And don't get me wrong about the protest. I love to see it. I love to see that people are activated, but I'm gonna need y'all to keep this same energy when you're going to the polls because that's the actionable thing to do. Because your voice is the loudest at the ballot box where it actually matters when we put these people in office. But the problem is when you got complacent and allowed that orange racist in office, he destroyed checks and balances. This man don't give a damn about judges. He don't give a fuck about Congress. He don't give a shit about the Senate. You got congresswomen like LaMonica McCliver being targeted by the Trump administration, being hit with federal charges. And y'all tried to tell us Trump and Harris was no motherfucking different when we see the damn difference. You really think this would have happened under a Harris fucking presidency? Y'all harassed us for fucking months, telling black people to sit their ass at home and try to stop us from going to the motherfucking polls. Because before November, it was popular to flex your privilege and play politics with people's lives. And no matter what we said and no matter what we presented, it made no damn difference. You was gonna do what the fuck you wanted to do. Now y'all knocking on our door 7 months later, begging black folks to put their lives on the line for you. And just because we're not putting our lives at risk doesn't mean we're not doing shit. Ask Target. We're hitting their asses in their motherfucking pockets. We're raising money. We're making sure people are registered to vote. We're donating to legal action groups that are ready to file lawsuits. We're doing all the damn things, but we're just not going to be your martyrs. Well, don't you want to be popular?
Popular. You're gonna be popular. We'll watch as you march and fight and sacrifice your life for all the selfish whites. Whoop. Pretend that we will care when you're shot on air. Everything that really counts to be popular. You're gonna be popular. We'll put your face on a shirt when you're in the dirt. You'll be known as Zero. So let's start because you got an awfully long way to go. Don't be believed by all us TikTok activists. Remember, wouldn't even vote for Kamala Harris. Now Trump's in office, now we want to protest. As they remember, it should have been November, but not when you want to be popular. I know about popular.
Yeah, isn't it amazing? They're okay with putting black people on a t-shirt and saying, oh yeah, we're in solidarity. But when it comes to voting, they didn't even show up. They did not even bother to show up to the polls. And you wonder why we're suffering. You wonder why we're in the mess that we are in. 90 million Americans who were eligible to vote stayed home. Didn't even bother showing up. So if you're one of those people who didn't even bother showing up to the polls, don't bother complaining. Don't complain about what's happening. Don't complain about the loss of privileges, the loss of rights, the loss of due process. Don't complain. It's not, just miss me with that shit. Huh? Don't even complain. Why? Why are you going to complain? Just enjoy what you got. This is what you voted for. Well, I didn't vote. Exactly. This is what you voted for. You voted by not voting, by the way. All right, let's do another video.
Stay with me. Let me see if I'm following this correctly. So Israel and Iran are potentially gearing up for war. The big, beautiful bill that's going to kill a lot of people is still pending in the Senate. And Felon 47 is throwing himself a sexual predator parade. Apparently, there's an ad on Craigslist paying cryptocurrency to people who will fill the vacancies for the sexual predators parade. I know the media is marketing it as a military parade, but what the fuck are we celebrating? A traitorous ad?
By the way, the parade was probably the least attended Trump venue, as far as I know, besides his first inauguration. I don't know if there has been a lesser attended venue than that. That was amazing, by the way. The lack of people that didn't even show up. You love to see it.
Dictator who's destroying democracy with tyranny and grabs women by the pussy. There's protests and civil unrest happening across the country. You literally have immigrants and legal residents being rounded up by ICE, news journalists being detained by LAPD on national TV, and some even being shot with rubber bullets. We have sitting senators whose job is to oversee who can't even see the Homeland Security Secretary without being escorted out forcefully by security. And while all this shit is happening across the country, Marjorie Taylor Greene is still the most masculine woman in Congress. I'm telling you, if you give that woman a gray jumpsuit, her ass could go work at Jiffy Lube. I'm telling you, Marjorie, you're missing your calling. You shouldn't even be in Congress. You should be working on a carburetor. Your ass should be changing oil or changing the goddamn tire. Who needs a Duralast trolley jack when your ass is jacked like Marjorie Taylor goddamn Greene? She could lift that car up all by her motherfucking self. The way she be stomping in the chamber like a WWE wrestler, I know Neil Druckmann is somewhere punching the damn air because he could have easily casted her as Abby in the HBO adaptation of The Last of Us. And this won't be the last time you hear from us, as we told you that all this shit would have motherfucking happened. Do y'all still think we were overreacting before the election?
I mean, wow. He nailed it. I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene is probably one of the least feminine, besides, what's her fuckface? I can't remember. Her name will come to me, but yeah, she just looks ragged and rugged, as most of these MAGA elected officials do. Yeah. Kenny's the king of clapbacks. You better believe it. Whoo, shit. We got 2 more to go, folks. You never know
Stop what you're doing. Go get your passport. Okay, I'm gonna need you to stop what you're doing and go get your passport. Okay, take that purse, that shirt, that skirt out that motherfucking cart and go get your ass a passport. I'm tired of telling y'all, this is not the damn time to play no games. I'm not telling us that we have to run. I'm not saying we have to flee the country. Just make sure that you have your proper documentation ready. And even with that proper documentation, you still ain't safe in America. If your ass is black, if you're Hispanic, if you're Asian, if your ass is non-white, you are not safe in Trump's America, because we are already seeing in real damn time that U.S. natural-born citizens, even with the proper documentation like their birth certificate and their social...
the person I was thinking of is Nancy Mace. Nancy Mace. Just rugged, leather, nasty individual. But yeah, Marjorie Three Toes Greene and Nancy Mace... Yeah, they can give each other a run for the money. But Laura Loomer, yeah, she's got that that Saw doll, that little doll, creepy doll that rides that tricycle on Saw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I forgot how many they've made. I gave up on number 3. I'm like, that's enough torture porn for me. Ugh.
Security, they were still detained by ICE anyway and loaded up and put in a goddamn truck. If you're seeing sitting senators not being able to do their job, even though they're over oversight, meaning they have to oversee the executive branch of the government and hold them accountable. If they can't be on oversight, there is no safe place inside any motherfucking where, okay? Y'all need to get your shit together and get your passport. Since y'all asses didn't believe that he was a dictator and was gonna be dictator day 1, oh, we just 6 months in, hon. We ain't seen shit yet. This is just the new levels of tyranny that we're about to deal with, okay? It's about to be Nazi Germany in this motherfucker. Go get your passport. Stop playing.
Yeah, I mean, it's gotten to the point where you're going to have to get ready to bug out. You got to have a plan ready to go. Yeah, it's getting inhospitable to be in this country. And I don't, for me, I'm not going anywhere. But for black people, I understand the need. I mean, I don't fully understand. I kind of get why they would need this preparation. I haven't lived the life or experienced the experience, but I understand why the need for getting ready to bug out at a moment's notice. I get it. It's pretty sad. The land of the free and home of the brave, and this is where we're at. Last video of Kenny Too Raw Too Real.
They're literally rounding up U.S. citizens. I'm talking about voter-eligible citizens, natural-born citizens. Yes, they are. Look, I agree with most of your point, but the thing is, according to the Washington Post, they've been snatching U.S. citizens, honey. 20-year-old Juan Carlos Lopez Gomez was snatched up in Florida, honey. He was detained even when he presented his birth certificate and his social security card. In New Jersey, a Puerto Rican military veteran was snatched the fuck up, and we already know that Puerto Rico is a part of the United States and been a part of the United States since 1917. A 54-year-old named Julio, who was born and raised in Chicago, was snatched up and put in the back of a truck by ICE. Look, I'm not trying to disagree with your point, sis, but my point is nobody's safe. And I want black people to understand that, yes, this will indeed affect us. Even with you having your passport, even with you walking around with your birth certificate, these white people in ICE don't know the damn difference between an African American versus a Haitian. Since ICE is out here profiling based off a phenotype, black folk, you might get snatched the fuck up too. Look, I'm not telling black folks to go out and protest. You do what you feel is best, but there are so many other ways of advocating without having to put your bodies and putting your life in jeopardy. And part of that could be education, sharing information, raising money, sharing links to nonprofits and legal action groups that are willing to hold this administration accountable. There are so many ways of doing the damn work, and part of doing the work is making sure you're registered, okay? The actionable thing is voting.
Yeah, I mean, what would have saved this country, what would have prevented us from going into fascism would have been to, you know, it would have been to vote. We should have voted. And I'm talking about white Democrats, people who knew better, people who should have known that this could happen. You know, but, you know, we never learn. We never learn. Now let's take a look at a Star Trek enthusiast.
Let's be absolutely clear. Starfleet is not neutral. It was founded after Earth nearly destroyed itself through war, climate collapse, and authoritarianism. The Federation rose from the ashes of nationalism, not to control, but to connect. The Prime Directive? It's about respecting sovereignty, not imposing power. IDIC. Infinite diversity in infinite combinations. It isn't just a philosophy. It's a rejection of fascism's core belief that there's only one right way to exist. And don't even get me started on the mirror universe, a brutal regime built on domination, fear, and narcissistic strongmen. You think that's the ideal? That's what we're here to resist. Every time Spock challenges the High Command, when he defied the Vulcan Council to join Starfleet, when he risked everything to broker peace with the Klingons, when he led the Romulan reunification movement in secret, Spock wasn't just logical, he was revolutionary. His resistance was precise and principled and deeply personal. Because Starfleet doesn't serve power, it serves principle. So if you call yourself a Trekkie, but you support fascist ideologies, you're not following the stars, you're falling for the mirror. And as Spock famously said, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, or the one. Now, live long and prosper.
Yeah, you know what's interesting to me? Whenever I hear people say that, oh, well, I'm a Star Trek fan, or I watch Doctor Who, and you are a right-wing Republican. I can't, it's unfathomable to me. How in the world can you be a Trekkie? How in the world can you be a Doctor Who fan? How could you even be a Star Wars fan and be okay with MAGA and fascism? How in the world? How in the world can you watch these programs that are actually warning us about tyranny? They're warning us about the dangers of fascism. And you're okay with it. You seem to be A-okay with it. You know, it's sad. You know? It's like you've totally walked right past the point. You walked headfirst in the point, and it still went over your head. It's beyond me. It really is. But, you know, what can you do? People who insist on ignorance, you know, they're bereft of history, and they're happy in their ignorance. This is what is scary, and what is just amazing to me, how we miss the point. We miss the point. And when we have, let's see. Okay, I see the chat. I'm not sure what you want me to look for. But yeah, as far as, well, that's a good example. The women who vote for Trump, well, they look something out of the Tales of the Crypt Keeper. Even more than that, they're okay with losing their body autonomy. They're okay with losing rights and giving it over to men. I will never understand how a woman can look at a fascist and say, you know what? I want this person ruling my life. I want this person making most, if not all, the decisions. It's abhorrent. You know, but you did this to yourself, didn't you? Yeah. So Star Trek fans, not for fascists. Okay. Let's look at MAGA violence, shall we? This was posted on X. This is from the account Mila Joy, or Mila Loves Joe, whatever the fuck. She says this: a former U.S. vice president received Secret Service protection for up to 6 months after leaving office, as authorized by the former Vice President Protection Act of 2008. Kamala only has Secret Service protection until July 20th, 2025. TikTok Kamala. Now, if you can see this on the YouTube channel, if you can see this, go to Skeptically Speaking on YouTube and you'll see me live. You'll be able to see the comment that I've got posted. You know, I show all the videos and I show all the graphics on YouTube. So if you want to look at that, you can see. But, I mean, basically, this is a threat against a former vice president. TikTok Kamala. She's actually wishing a harm on Kamala Harris once Secret Service is taken away from her. This is what I call vile. And you want me to feel aggrieved. You want me to feel bad about somebody going after a MAGA fascist on TikTok and making fun of her and ridiculing her. This is your party. This is who you people are. And you want me to feel sorry for that. For you. Get your own safe space. I'm saving my empathy for those who deserve it. Not you. Not you. Okay. MAGA violence. Here we go.
Today, the man arrested at a local No Kings rally is now facing a wave of serious new charges after police say they uncovered a stockpile of explosive devices inside his home. This was the scene in East Whiteland Township where investigators swarmed the home of Kevin Krebs. Court documents revealed they found 13 explosive devices, tactical vests, drawings of grenades, and other alarming materials. Krebs was originally arrested at Saturday's rally in Westchester after witnesses say he was armed with a gun. We reached out to Krebs' lawyer, who declined to comment.
Yeah, miss me with that shit. Miss me with feeling sorry for you guys. I don't feel sorry for you at all. No. None. I have no empathy or sympathy for you. This is the type of things that you guys get up to. And then, let me see. I want to say either Montana or Missouri, 4 Democrats were nearly unalived. 2 of them were unalived by a deranged shooter. Turned out to be a Christian pastor. Turned out to be a Trump supporter. Remember how they were saying, oh, have you noticed how this Democrat is going after other Democrats? Turned out wasn't the case. Unbelievable.
Today, the man.
Yeah, we're not going to listen to that again. All right, let's look at ICE. Now, remember, if you work for ICE, you might as well quit now. If you work for ICE, quit now. Otherwise, be aware that a Nuremberg style trial is in your inevitable future. If ICE keeps going the way that they're going, if they keep trampling on human rights, if they keep attacking journalists and innocent bystanders, you're going to have a Nuremberg trial in your future. I believe it. Yeah, there's only so many human rights violations you can commit before that's enough. Yeah, I mean, just keep playing in our faces, and this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. Here's a little child at the No Kings rally holding up a piece of cardboard with crayon scribbles all over it. I tell you what, this is my favorite protest sign right here. So if you can see this, if you go to YouTube, you can see the graphics that I'm putting up. Skeptically Speaking on YouTube. This little 2-year-old is holding up a scribbles on her cardboard, and I can see fuck ICE, fuck the Trump administration. Let's see, what else do I see? Oh, I'm a human too. I deserve human rights. I deserve due process. Oh, what else? Oh, it's giving a lot. And I know that this young child worked all night on this sign. Hard at work and did her best. Awesome sign. This is my favorite protest sign at No Kings rally. Excellent. U.S. immigration. IC.gov. Let's look at this. Los Angeles Dodgers. This is what they tweeted. This morning, ICE agents came to the Dodger Stadium and requested permission to access the parking lots. They were denied entry to the grounds by the organization. And then blah, 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 blah. And then IC.gov retweeted and said, false. We were never there. This is false. And then someone retweeted that and said, no, you're on camera. We literally have camera footage of you trying to get access to the Dodger Stadium. It's literally on video, guys. I tell you what, these people have no shame. They will lie to your faces. They will lie in our faces. They do not care. Vile. Oh, by the way, it looks like somebody got engaged at the No Kings protest. So in the background, so the man proposes to the woman, and the woman accepts, and there's a huge celebration. And in the background, you could see a whole line of police in riot gear and all armored up, ready to kick some ass for the USA. And I'll tell you what, that is a beautiful setting. Because what better way to actually propose when you're on the front lines, doing the work for the people, actually protesting the dissolution of human rights, basically the trampling of the Constitution. I'll tell you what, that is somebody to get engaged to. Somebody who's going to walk the walk and not just talk the talk. Hey, why not? May you have many years of happiness together, and may you never lose that fire. To the couple that got engaged, let me see. This is from Newsweek. Oh yeah, this is from Newsweek on TikTok. They posted a video. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the video in enough time, but Newsweek on TikTok. So they're actually good for something. Who knew? All right, let's move on to MAGA ignorance. Here we go.
How many people live in Iran, by the way?
I don't know the population.
At all?
No, I don't know the population.
Okay, in case you're not aware of the setting, Ted Cruz sat for an interview. Oh my goodness. I can't believe Tucker Carlson and Ted Cruz sit down for an interview, and Tucker Carlson is literally roasting Ted Cruz. Because Ted Cruz and the clown car posse of the administration are hoping that we go to war with Iran. They are really pushing for a war. Let's rewind. Let's rewind and let's watch it from the beginning. Here we go.
I don't know the population.
At all?
No, I don't know the population.
You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah,
How could you not know that?
I don't sit around memorizing population tables.
Well, it's kind of relevant because you're calling for the overthrow of the government.
Why is it relevant whether it's,
because
it's 90 million or 80 million or 100 million? Why is that relevant?
Because if you don't know anything about the country...
I didn't say I don't know anything about
Okay, what's the ethnic mix of Iran?
They are Persians and
What
predominantly Shia. Okay, this is
no,
cute.
it's not
Okay.
even... You don't know anything about Iran. So
okay,
actually,
I am not the Tucker Carlson expert on Iran.
You're a
who
senator
says,
who's calling for the overthrow of the government.
You're the one who
don't know
claims
anything about the country.
No, you don't know anything about the country. You're the one who claims they're not trying to murder Donald Trump. You're the
I'm
one
not saying that.
who can't figure out
I'm
if it was a good idea to kill General Soleimani, and you said it was bad.
You don't believe they're trying to murder Trump.
Yes, I do.
Because you're not calling for military strikes against them in retaliation. And if you really believe that...
We're carrying out military strikes today.
You said Israel was.
Right, with our help. I said we. Israel is leading them, but we're supporting them.
Well, you're breaking news here because the U.S. government last night denied, the National Security Council spokesman Alex Pfeiffer denied on behalf of Trump that we were acting on Israel's behalf in any offensive capacity.
No, we're not
at all.
bombing them. Israel's bombing them.
You just said we were.
We are supporting
This is
Israel.
high stakes. You're a senator. If you're saying the United States government is at war with Iran right now, people are listening.
Okay.
Wow. Amazing. We have the most ignorant administration, bar none. The most ignorant administration. This goofball, this goombad had no fucking idea of what Iran is. How the basic information, the population. I don't know. What is it comprised of? What is the ethnicity of Iran? What's the background? I don't know. He doesn't care. He doesn't know and he doesn't care. He's happy in his ignorance. These people are happy in their ignorance and they don't care. This is what happens when you elect a foolhardy administration. This is what happens when you elect Republicans. Stop electing and voting for Republicans. My God. This isn't rockets. I mean, doesn't know, doesn't care, but he's okay. He's okay with bombing them. Imagine that. I mean, did we not see what Israel did to Palestinians? Did we not see? Did we not care? Did we not take a fucking hint? That is what they want for Iran. Now, you can say, well, but Iran, they support terrorism. Yeah, that's true. So you've got the terrorist regime of Iran and the terrorist regime of Israel. I'm sorry, I don't see a good guy in this scenario. You know, you've got people that do not care, that'll bomb. You've got Israeli, and my God, the incompetence. You've got an Israeli regime that does not care how many children are unalived. They do not care how many children they unalive and put under rubble. So, forgive me if I don't give a solid 5-fingered fuck. But yeah, let's just go to war with Iran. Why not? Whatever happened to no new wars? Remember that? Remember what they said about Hillary Clinton, Kamala Harris? They even said it about Joe Biden. We're going to be at war. They're going to get us into war. This, that. Look at what's happening. Just read the headlines. Reading the headlines. Here's a list of tweets. I'm going to end with this. Here's a list of tweets that Donald Trump made back in 2012 and 2011. I'm just going to read them out to you. This is what he said about Barack Obama. Let me see if I can get in character. Don't let Obama play the Iran card in order to start a war, in order to get elected. Be careful, Republicans, be careful. Barack Obama will attack Iran in order to get reelected. In order to get reelected, Obama will start a war with Iran. He mentions Iran 3 times. Guess what Donald Trump is doing right now? He is engaging us in direct conflict with Iran. Yeah, but what happens if they get nuclear weapons? We had an agreement with Iran that they were actually upholding. They were doing the right thing. And then Donald Trump came in office and ripped up the Irani agreement, which dictated that Iran would not get access to their own money, billions of dollars in money that we had taken control of. We seized, and we said, you're not going to get your money until you sign this agreement, and that you will not build nuclear weapons, you will not enrich uranium, blah, 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 and you will also keep your facilities open for UN inspectors, I think. And they signed the agreement, and they upheld the agreement, and guess what happened? Guess what fucking happened? Donald Trump came into office and tore the agreement up. So now, Iran is back to building a nuclear arsenal. So the very reason why they're even getting enriched uranium and getting nuclear weapons is because Donald J. Trump. Because of Donald Trump himself. And now he's going to claim to be the savior. It's like unbelievable. The man starts the fire and he wants credit for putting the fire out. I'm sorry. No, you don't get credit. You're an arsonist. You don't get credit for putting the fire out. Nope. Not today. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, not ever. You will forever be a bumbling fool who deserves our scorn and deserves our ridicule. From now until continuum, I don't care. All right, let's get some hardcore music going so we can close out the hour. Goodness. Ugh. All right, here we go. Ugh. Where is my hardcore music? Music! I must have my hardcore music! I know it's close. Bear with me, folks. Goodness. Let's see. Close, 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 close. Yeah, it doesn't want me to. Okay, that's fine. I'll just put. There you are. I knew I could find you. Here we go. Nope, we don't need commercials. Goodbye. Music. Boom. I think I'm going to go on Twitch next week. All right, this has been the Biblical History Skeptics podcast. I'm your host, Skeptically Speaking. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for tuning in and not tuning out. We will see you all next week. Thank you so much. And with that, we'll say goodnight. See you next Sunday.